Langit! Ulit! Lewanit! Hi guys, it's a beautiful day once again and welcome back to Dexter's World channel. My heart is filled with joy because just this morning I was too busy then feeding all the animals that are already here. In fact, our lovebirds, African lovebirds, are already settled in their new environment and they are starting now to, carry some sticks in order to build their nest. And I'm so happy observing them. They are so elegant and they are so active because I've been, making some regular follow-ups about the water change, about the feeding system, the kind of food that they're gonna eat. And I also gave them some hard-boiled eggs, many things that I have done. And I can sense that they are now on their A1 condition. And I'm so happy as well because all our geese are already settled right here, just in front of this house. But the main focus of this video is all about the production, once more, of our Japanese koi. You know that our business is focused on a pet store, an aquatic shop where we sell all these types of fish, and we cannot of course neglect the breeding of this several types of fish because this gives us the bread and butter. And a little later, please be with me as we gonna show you how to transfer the fry of this Japanese koi to the bigger tank. And I would like to also give you some tips on how to do the transfer and also tips on how to breed. But for the meantime, let's go there and we will feed our animals. Come on, let's go. Ulit! Lewanit! Very noisy. As what I have always mentioned about the feeding system, the Azola is really doing great. And this is mixed with the pellet that we can buy on the market. But 50% of this are mixed with the Azola. This is not the permanent place for our animals because we cannot produce massively here because this is a subdivision and we have neighbors. But this is just being utilized as temporary holding area for our animals. And you will see that our geese are already plenty. They have settled already. one thing that I am very concerned about is my retirement, because I am due to retire maybe 5 years from now, and I'm gonna prepare some activities, some farm for me to get busy. I really wanted to retire from my work with the government at the age of 56. Maybe I can file an early retirement, and that's gonna be an exciting experience once more, because that's gonna be a new chapter in my life, and I will spend the rest of my life, in the farm. And by that time, maybe I can share with you lots of experiences out of the activities that we had in the past. Milo. Oh, no, Milo. Oh, no, Milo. No, 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 no. Okay. Well, it's what I have said. It is all temporary, because we will not finally settle here our animals. And you look at this temporary nesting box for our turkeys and our geese right here, and we cover this with plastic. And I hope that we can finalize this one the soonest possible time. But for the meantime, since they are laying their eggs, I use these materials. These are recycled materials, and we are actually also set to dismantle everything right there, and we're gonna utilize, as what you have suggested, we're gonna utilize some of the materials that can still be used in the new farm that we're gonna establish. And just yesterday we collected some eggs over here, but we don't allow these hens to sit on their eggs, because we put their eggs inside in the incubator, and it's more quicker and more practical if we're gonna get all the eggs and put inside in the incubator, because we're gonna have the maximum hatchability. Because inside the incubator there are no factors that would greatly affect the hatchability, like the presence of the predators, the dogs, and even the cats and these lizards. So I'm crossing my fingers to really become successful about this one. We became successful actually, and we already have some experience, and we have learned a lot, so many learnings that we have experienced in the past endeavors that we had in the farm, and we can use this one as our guide to venture more farming activities. It's really good if you have the source of food, and I'm so glad about this aquaponics, the water spinach. They are also best food for our parakeets and even the African lovebirds and this cockatiel. I'm so happy because the system that we have adopted is really doing great. In fact, we already have expanded our growing bed. You will see over there that we have already styrofoam. We have float this one, and we already have made the holes, and the catfish are growing actually this water spinach, and they are very healthy right here. They're eating a lot. These are our breeder catfish, and we're continuously producing this one at the farm. All the fingerlings will be thrown in the mud pan. That's why I really love those properties right there, because the mud pan is really doing great for us. And as you can see, guys, we are already halfway of our another cage for the parakeets. I am fast tracking this because our parakeets are becoming so massive. There are plenty right now. What we're gonna do right here is the cage for our parakeets. And my plan is to have a tall cage so that they can freely fly and they can produce more babies. And also I am set to dismantle the old cages that we have there on the farm, and we can still utilize the materials right here. I hope so. So my plan here is to put a concrete cage over here. We are actually halfway about making the floorings. We tempered all this peeling materials, and then we put some cement right here, and then we will erect the post, and then we will put our parakeets. This is really my intention, to retire from the government work with a busy life, meaning that I can do all the things that I wanted to do, because in the government you are not the master of your own time, because of course you have to be there at 8 hours in a day. But if you are already retired from work, you can do the things which will make you happy. And this is actually now in preparation for my retirement. I hope that God will still give us long life to enjoy the old days, the remaining days in our lives here on earth. And guys, let me take you now to the pet shop, where I will let you see the thousands of fry of our Japanese koi. Well, 6 days ago, I've tried my best to breed again our breeder Japanese koi, and it gives us good result. And we are now about to decongest the tank because there are plenty, and we have to reduce the population, and we will utilize this place, this area here. And as you can see, I will let you see my piping system, because you know that these 3 big boxes right here are our filter buckets, and this is the main tank. And we use this one, of course. We have the pipe over there. The water from here goes here, and then it will pass through the filtration system and then goes back here. So the pipings are there, and I made some repair of this, but I am so sure that this gonna gives now an A1 condition of our fish. So let's decongest the tank, and we will utilize this tank for our fry of this beautiful Japanese koi. Come on, let's go. And we would like to inspire you once more that this koi breeding is also a very lucrative business. And you will see that our breeding tank right here is located at the back of this pet store, and we utilize this very small, very tiny concrete tank as our breeding space for our Japanese koi. And you will see down here that there are thousands of fingerlings, and we hope to grow them by the thousands. I am thinking about using or utilizing the new property that we're now going to develop, because this property has a vast source of water. So you will witness that this concrete tank is not too big. This is just measured around 1.5 meters by 8 meters, and this is already an ideal breeding place. And in breeding our koi, we have to age the water, of course, and then we will make sure that the breeder that we are going to use are the ones that are ready to spawn their eggs, because koi will not lay eggs if they are not ready. And the next question may be, how would you know that the koi is already ripe for breeding? Well, you can see at the tummy of the female koi, because if the tummy is really very bloated and it's soft, if you're going to touch it, it's soft, that gives us the idea that this koi is already ripe for breeding. Well, for the male kois, they're always ready as long as that male koi has no disease, has no infirmity, so you can breed that anytime. And before the schedule of breeding, you have to separate the male from the female at least for 48 hours, and then you're gonna put them in the breeding tank. And of course, the egg collector is really very important, and we use this one as our egg collector. I normally use before the live plants, but I found out that this kind of egg collector is really very effective. So now we will catch some of our fry, and this fry will be transferred to a bigger space at home because they're already overcrowded, and that's one of the things that we have to prevent, the overcrowding, because if the koi in a single tank is really overcrowded, then they will start up eating each other, and those ones which are smaller in size will be eaten up by the bigger ones. Alright, Tini Mark. So we are finally here, and you will see that this is already a bigger space, and this can contain more than 5,000 fingerlings. And after a few weeks, we're gonna be throwing them in the mud pan. So this is the process, and we will now release this very tiny fry. And I'd like to remind our viewers that the life of this fry is very fragile, that we cannot recklessly transfer this in separate, containers or different environment immediately. As you will see here, this is an aged water. This had been stocked for how many days already, and we can safely use this for our fry. We are done with the transfer of this 5,000 fry of this Japanese koi, and we're gonna be revealing to you, or maybe making an update about the growth of this Japanese koi until we're gonna transfer them to the mud pan. I'm still quite confused as to where we're gonna release them, because we can still use the mud pan at the old farm, but I'm thinking about setting up a mud pan right there, the new property that we have developed. And I hope that this is gonna work, and I hope also that we can develop this property as early as possible for us to stabilize the usual business that we had before, growing and raising this Japanese koi. And our carpet grass are thriving. They are already green and I can sense that they have recovered from the stress of the transfer. And if you will look at this, they are actually now beginning to creep, and they will fill this area all over. This will become really very green and very nice to look at, and looking forward to develop some more areas. These walls will be converted to stone-like walls, where we use the cement and the paint to attract our future customers of the Dexter's World restaurant. And this is my dream, and I hope this can be materialized. So I hope, guys, that you are encouraged with this video, and I would like to invite you to please subscribe to this channel if you are not subscribed, and you will hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of our regular uploads. We're uploading videos every 2 days. And also I would like to make a shout out to our members of this channel. And to those of you who have subscribed already to this channel, those of you who have made an effort to make comments, well, in the last video that we had, we failed our mission to contain Gino and bring him home. But I'm very happy about your suggestions. It opens my mind, and maybe in the future episodes, we're gonna become successful in transferring Gino here with all your advices. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in my next video, only here at Dexter's World.